The king who became his own worst enemy. Imagine becoming so powerful that the biggest threat to your life isn't your enemies, but your own people. Russia, 1547. A 16-year-old boy named Ivan just became Tsar. Within years, he crushed the Mongol Khanates that had terrorized Russia for centuries. He expanded his empire to twice its size. Foreign ambassadors described him as brilliant, charismatic, unstoppable. His people called him Ivan the Formidable. But then something changed. 1560, his wife Anastasia dies suddenly. Ivan is convinced she was poisoned. He trusts no one, not his advisors, not his generals, not even his oldest friends. So he creates the Oprichniki, his personal secret police. Men dressed in black, riding black horses, carrying a dog's head and a broom as symbols. The dog's head? To sniff out traitors. The broom? To sweep them away. They're given one order: root out betrayal, by any means necessary. But the men he created to protect his throne would help destroy his legacy. At first, people think it's justified. The Tsar needs protection. But the Oprichniki don't just investigate. They terrorize. A merchant looks at the Tsar wrong. His family disappears. A noble questions attacks. His estate is burned. A priest criticizes the violence. Tortured in the town square. Ivan starts seeing traitors everywhere. In 1570, he becomes convinced the city of Novgorod is planning to defect to Poland. No evidence, just paranoia. He marches there with his Oprichniki. What happens next is one of the darkest chapters in Russian history. They seal the city. For 5 weeks, they slaughter between 10,000 and 60,000 people. Men, women, children. They throw families into the freezing river. Priests are roasted alive. The city that was once loyal is destroyed because Ivan feared it might not be. Back in Moscow, the palace is silent. Not because of respect, because everyone is terrified to speak. Advisors tell Ivan only what he wants to hear. Generals stop giving honest military counsel. His own son, Ivan Ivanovich, the crown prince, finally confronts him. November 1581. An argument erupts. Ivan, in a rage, grabs his iron-pointed staff and strikes his son in the head. The room goes silent. His son collapses. Blood begins to spread across the floor. And in that moment, the most feared man in Russia realizes he has just destroyed his own future. For 3 days, the Tsar holds his dying son, sobbing, begging God for forgiveness. The prince dies. The man who killed foreign enemies without hesitation, just murdered his own bloodline. 1584, Ivan the Terrible dies. Not in battle, not assassinated by a rival king. He dies playing chess, paranoid and alone, in a palace full of people who feared him but felt nothing when he was gone. His empire collapses into chaos within years. The dynasty he built ends because power built on fear doesn't create loyalty. It creates people waiting for you to die. History is full of leaders who made the same mistake. Stalin purged his best generals right before World War II. Saddam Hussein executed allies who knew too much. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, became so paranoid he burned books and buried scholars alive. They all believe the same lie. If I control everything, I'll be safe. But the tighter you grip, the more enemies you create. Not just in kingdoms, in companies, in families, in friendships. When people fear you more than they respect you. When loyalty is replaced by survival. The threat isn't outside anymore. It's already inside. And by the time you realize it, the people around you aren't loyal anymore. They're just waiting for your turn to end. History is full of stories they never taught us in school. If you believe power should be built on trust, not fear, tap like, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe for more true stories about power, leadership, and the rise and fall of empires. Because the next ruler we talk about might shock you.